Hi, and welcome back to The Rachel Show. This week, I want to talk about one of the key fundamental issues when you're just starting out. So stick with me. We're going to walk through how do you find customers for your new business. So the first thing I'm going to ask is that you subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and hit the little bell so that you get the notifications. If you find this video helpful, please like it. Leave me a comment, share it with a friend who would benefit from it as well. So when you are just starting out in business, it can be hard to find customers. And let's be honest, without customers, you don't really have a business. So where do you find them? Well, the first thing that you want to do is figure out who your ideal customer is. So you're gonna need to spend some time doing some research and thinking about who do you want to help? What is their biggest issue? What can you do to solve that issue for them? Once you know that and you've figured out who they are, what their issue is, and how you help solve that issue, then you want to start thinking about where do they spend their time? So who's your ideal customer? What are they interested in? And not just where do they spend their time at work, where do they spend their time on the weekends, what social media channels are they the most interested in? Do they read blogs? Are they in Facebook groups? Where are they and how are they spending their time? Are they commuting and listening to podcasts? Are they reading blog posts at night after they put the kids to bed? Do they not have kids? Do they work? Do they not work? Like, you need to know everything possible about them so that you can figure out what they're doing with their time and where they're spending it, because you're going to find them where they spend time. They're not going to come to you. You have to go out and seek them out and find them. One of the most interesting, probably one of my favorite quotes that I've ever heard, I believe was from Jay Baer. I think it was at Content Marketing World a couple of years ago. And he talked about the fact that your website is the least trafficked or the least busy place that you're going to find your customers. The reality is they're not going to come to you. You have to go seek them out. So where do you go look for them? Well, once you know who they are and you know what they're into, their interests, their questions, their problems, you're probably going to start to figure out where they spend their time. So one of the things that I've found that worked incredibly well when I was first starting out was to participate in Facebook groups. By going in and doing a little bit of research and seeing what kind of questions my ideal customer was asking, I was able to learn more about them. And then I was able to figure out what type of content would help them. And I was able to start answering some questions. And I went in just with the approach of, I want to do this from a research standpoint. I want to better understand my customer and I want to be a resource. I just want to help because I've been at this for so many years and I know all this information that new entrepreneurs don't know. And at the time I was focusing on teaching SEO. So I got involved with several groups and I kind of became a go-to SEO expert. And it wasn't that I was looking for business. I was just trying to help and answer questions. And I know there's a lot of confusion and there's a lot of misinformation about SEO. So I wanted to make sure that I was giving people information that would help them. And over time, I started getting clients from that because they would go through, they would search, they would look for posts that talked about SEO. And I had several reach out to me and say, your responses in X group are always so helpful and they always are thorough and they explain what the person is asking about. Do you take on clients? Do you offer coaching? Do you work one-on-one with people? And I got probably half a dozen clients from that just by being a resource for people. So that's one way that you can get clients, is by joining Facebook groups where your ideal customer spends time and then being a resource. Don't go in there and be like, hi, I do this, I do this, I do this, I do this. Don't promote yourself. Don't be sleazy in it. Just be natural and just talk about how you can help. If there's a question and you know the answer, share the answer. And don't just give a quick little one sentence, the answer is X. Explain to them why the answer is X. Help them understand. Go with the intention to teach, and people will be more open to it and receptive, and they will see you as a resource. And when they see you as a resource, that's where they start to build that know, like, and trust factor that is so important in business. Once they know who you are and they can like who you are because they've seen how you behave, whether it's in person or it's digitally, and they've learned that they can trust you, that's where you start to move from a lead to a client, or you start to get to the point where you can find those clients. So that's your first thing, is to become a resource in Facebook groups where your ideal customer spends time. Another thing that you can do to find clients is to start building your own email list. So you've heard me talk about it. We've got videos on how to find your first 100 emails and how to start building that, how to build out an opt-in. So what you're going to want to do, again, you've got to know your ideal customer. If you don't know your ideal customer intimately, like you could describe them to your best friend and they could say, oh, that's my friend Sue, you should really talk to her, oh my gosh, you could help her, then you probably don't know them well enough. Start with this video that teaches a little bit about how to find your ideal customer and how to define them, and then work on that. So once you've got them nailed down, you really know who you're helping. Then you want to think about their main issues, their main problems. What is it that you can help them with in your business? That's going to be your lead magnet. So you want to create a lead magnet that's an easy win for your customer, something that's going to make a difference and that they can implement and see results in a short period of time. So for my business, I have multiple lead magnets and they all tie back to a product or a service. So I have an SEO lead magnet for people who are interested in learning more about search engine optimization, and it's an SEO checklist. And that checklist walks you through what you need to do on any page or post before you go live so that you know that you have optimized that for the Google search engine. Then I have one that focuses on marketing, and it's how to create a marketing plan template. So it's just a template you can use, and it walks you through how to create your marketing plan. What is it that you need to be able to market your business? And then I have one on blog ideas. So if you're tired of staring at a blank screen, you're tired of figuring out what you're going to write about or what your social media posts or your videos, then there's a whole blog prompt opt-in, and it's 101 ideas to get you writing. So all different types of blogs to give you ideas to get you started so you never have to stare at that blank screen again. Those all tie to marketing. They all tie to either an SEO course, a marketing course, something for a business that's already developed, that's already moving forward, that's looking to grow. So I have a marketing foundations course that's all about the fundamentals of marketing, everything that you need to know to create a marketing plan, all the things you wish you knew, or you wish you had the money to hire a VP of marketing or a CMO or somebody like me who's been in marketing for years, who knows the strategy side of it. Well, I teach you how to do all of that in that course. I also have an SEO course that's a basic, simple SEO, get you started, walk you through why SEO works the way it does and what you need to do to have it work for you. So those are the opt-ins that go to those courses. Then based on student feedback from the marketing course, they said, this would be so amazing for somebody who was just starting out if you added in how to build a business. So the new lead magnet is the Business Builder's Guide, and that walks you through what type businesses you can start from home with very little money that you can build without having to feel sleazy, without having to approach other people about your opportunity, without any of that. So that leads into the new course that's coming, that's the Business Builder's Blueprint, and that's A to Z, everything you need to know to start and market a business so that you can leave the corporate world behind. You can have that dream, that life that you dream of. So those are lead magnets. So you want to create a lead magnet, you want to tie it into your email list, and you want to start building that list, and then you want to nurture them. Each week, you want to send content that is relevant to your ideal customer. So if you're trying to figure out what that is, watch the video on how to create a content calendar. That one's going to walk you through what you need to think about, how to find your content pillars or your content topics, how to break it down, and how to replicate the process so that you can plan all your content for the quarter in an afternoon. Like, it does not take long once you know the process. So those are two options. The third option, the third way to find clients, is easier in the regular world, harder in COVID. And that is to join local networking groups. Look and see if there's a small business group in your community. Join the Chamber of Commerce. Do something that allows you to interact with other small business owners or other people who are your ideal customer. So you're going to have a couple benefits here. When you are in those networking groups, one benefit is networking itself, getting to know other business owners, because often people are asked for referrals. Hey, do you happen to know someone who does X? And they'll say, yeah, you should talk to my friend. So a big part of my business still comes from referral. Probably my largest part of my business comes from referral traffic. Some are people I worked with in the corporate world. Some are friends that I've met since I've moved into the entrepreneurial world. There's enough room for everyone. Collaboration over competition, guys. Just because you do something similar to someone else does not mean that you should never interact with them, because it's possible they will meet someone who needs your specific experience or your specific background and refer them over to you. Or it's possible that you may need somebody to help you with a project someday. So get to know the other people in your area. Get to know the other people in Facebook groups or online groups that are doing the same type thing. Networking can be big for a business. Referrals can be big. When you do get referrals, make sure that you thank people. Send a thank you note, handwritten, not just email, guys. Handwritten, snail mail. Let them get a paper thank you. Send a thank you gift box. Send chocolates, whatever it is. Send them something so that they know how much you appreciate the fact that they went out of their way and they helped you grow your business. I have a friend who owns a gift box company, and if it's a local client or a local referral, I tend to use her to send a beautiful thank you gift box. I've sent gift cards for dinner. I've sent fairy tale brownies and cookies from home and kind of whatever you think that person would enjoy. And the reason that you want to include that referral thank you gift is you want them to think of you again the next time. You know, you're making money now from this new client who you wouldn't have known if it hadn't been for that other person introducing you. So that's the one benefit of networking. And the other benefit is that sometimes you will meet your ideal customer right there in that scenario, right there in that group. So depending on who you work with, say that you're business to business, maybe you're a service provider, maybe you're a graphic designer, you're an artist, you're a web developer, join some local networking groups and get to know the other small business owners, because there's a good chance they're going to need graphic design work, or they're going to need a website, or they're going to have issues trying to figure out who to have hosted or something. You can build your business that way. So there's 3 ways to get you started, which actually is 4. So one is become a resource in Facebook groups where your ideal customer spends their time. 2 is create a lead magnet for your website that's going to provide value and be a quick win for your ideal customer so that you can get them starting to come to you. And number 3 is join local networking groups where you can both build your referral network and build your potential client network. Those are 3 things you can do to start getting clients right away. They will help you build your business. All right, guys, do me a favor, like, subscribe, and click on the little alarm, the little clock for the notification so that you get more videos. I will see you each week. Thanks so much for being here, and let me know in the comments if you have another way that you have found that works well to get new clients.